like basketball, they'll be playing zone defenses. However, Lewiston and Edward Little, I think it's because of the college influence around Bates. They see a lot of teams coming in. Babson was coming in last weekend. They were national champs. And all these college teams play man-to-man. Lewiston and Edward Little are very few of the high schools out of the 103 high schools in the state, and I've seen a lot of games this year, Howie, that play man-to-man. So that's one of their things. The second thing is they concentrate on defense. They don't give up any goals. They don't give up cheap goals. They don't give up goals. They make you earn it. And that's their philosophy. It's a defensive game. It isn't like hockey where you're trying to score. Here it's a case of stopping the other team. And both teams are excellent at it. Dave Marlin and Mike McGraw have the exact same philosophy. And this is why it's always a great game, because both teams are carbon copies of each other.
That's very interesting because both teams have pretty much the same type of personnel. They both have a lot of speed up front.
Same with speed. They have kids who can throw the ball long. They have kids who can kick the ball long. They can use finesse. They have the same capabilities. It seems as if it's the same kind of kids. If you just reverse their shirts, you couldn't tell one kid from the other because they all look the same. They all play the same. You go down to the Portland area, it's a lot different. And this is why I think, and I say our kids, the Lewis and Auburn kids, fare well when they go down that area because of the style of play that we play.
What other styles of play might we see?
Well, they play a lot slower. They'll play a lot of kick and run. And they have no, it seems as if they have no rhyme or reason. And Lewiston is not that way. Edward Little is not that way. Everything they do has a purpose behind it. They just don't let the ball get away. They challenge and everything. They're up there on head balls. And because of that, it makes it a lot more interesting game, a lot faster game.
Well, Brian Bilodeau and Ed Whittier are meeting in the middle of the field for Edward Little High School, along with Dave Steele. And I can't see the number of the other individual, but the captains...
Ron Flo, the goalie, I guess.
Okay, the captains are meeting in center field. I guess we're going to have a flip of the coin, and we'll see just who's going where. We might comment, we haven't. We play 40-minute halves, two halves,
yes,
and the clock runs.
The clock runs on everything except when a goal is scored and an injury. Otherwise, the clock is moving at all times.
And the official is the only one that can stop the clock, other than...
The official is the only one that can stop the clock unless, of course, there's a goal.
Yeah. Okay. So, we've tried to set the stage for you for this game. And I guess that it looks like...
Edward Little will be kicking off, going towards the St. Mary's end of the field, and Lewiston will be going towards the school end of the field.
So we'll be back with the kickoff here at the LAP.
Reggie's Auto Supply at the corner of Russell and Sabata Streets can meet your complete automotive parts needs. Reggie's Auto Supply stocks over 4,000 parts and accessories for all you do-it-yourselfers. With over 30 years of experience, their trained staff is willing to go the extra mile to please their customers. Reggie's Auto Supply carries a complete line of brand-name products and parts for the foreign and American car. Their personalized service guarantees your satisfaction. And when you need that special part ordered, Reggie's can have it by the next day. That's Reggie's Auto Supply.
Well, the cheerleaders are out in the field. That's a good sign. And the crowd is now moving a little bit towards their seats. Everybody getting ready for the kickoff of tonight's game. And I guess we're going to have the introduction of the players as well. Let's go through the lineups. We'll, rather than give a starting lineup, we'll give all of the players so that we can give our sincerest message to everybody. For Edward Little, number 1, John Davidson. Number 2, Aaron Rand. Number 3, and a gentleman that you have to watch out for, Mike McGraw spoke of him, Brian Bilodeau. Number 4, Rob Slemmer. In the last game, I guess Rob filled in at fullback and or sweeperback and did just an outstanding job. Number 5, Tim Poppin. Number 6, Eric Bonney. Number 7, Roland Giroux. Number 8, Chris Millaragno. Number 9, Tony Sear. Number 10, Craig Norcross. Number 11, and another gentleman that Mike McGraw spoke of with blazing speed, Frank Karen. Number 12, Jeff Hess. Number 13, Mark Farah. Number 14, Ricky Bouchard. 15, Dave St. Pierre. Number 16, Ed Whittier. 17 is Mike Morin. 18 is Chris Williams. 19 is Fleming Steiners. He is the foreign exchange student at Edward Little from...
He's not from New Auburn.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's from Denmark.
Okay. There were rumors, I guess.
Number 20 is Brad Lemos, and we haven't heard, but we expect that Sean Libby will be in goal for Edward Little. On the Lewiston side, number 2 is John O'Brien. Number 3, Dave Steele, outstanding player. Number 4, Chris Albert. Number 5, Tim Boldick. Number 6, Jeff Godding. Number 8, a gentleman that plays up front and really has some good speed and some excellent moves, not only on the ice, but on the soccer field, Mike Parmelo. Number 9 is Dave Chassie. Number 10, Joe Gervais. 11, Ken Willett. Number 12, Brian Doobie. Number 13, Jason Pettinelli. Number 14, Don Floyd, who also has some pretty good moves at the halfback position. Number 15, Tom Ativier. Number 16 is Tom Netto. 17, Brian Clifford. 19, a gentleman who is one of the captains, co-captains of the team, a senior and somebody that people talk about a lot in soccer circles, Glenn Davis.
He's an outstanding player, there's no question about it, and you give him the ball and 25 yards out, and he's a danger every time he has the ball.
Blazing speed. He'll probably be one of the fastest people on the field tonight. Number 20 is Scott Peterson. Number 21, Mike Thompson. 22 is Mike Byron. We expect Ron Flood will be in goal. Talk about the two goaltenders, or the keepers as we'll refer to them. Maybe we'll flip-flop back and forth so that you'll be able to understand. They're both outstanding. Ron Floyd probably has, in my estimation, one of the best kicks that I've seen in a keeper in high school soccer.
His kicks average in the vicinity, I'd say, of close to 40, 50 yards of a whack, and he doesn't usually miss. And he's been rolling, I would say, Howie, for about 6 or 7 years, and so that's a lot of kicks out there. And he gets his foot on it every time, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely outstanding individual. So the classic matchup is here. In Western Maine soccer, we have Lewiston High School, number 2, Edward Little, number 3. The winner, through the mathematical formula that's used, called the heel point system, could end up being number 1. Then again, with mathematics being the way they are, maybe not number 1. But for sure, the winner will be number 2.
I don't think anybody, the winner couldn't go any lower than 2. In the heel system, like we said, Howard, there's no guarantees.
No.
As long as you're a math major from MIT, you can figure it out on a daily basis. There is no guarantees, but there's no question about it. The winner should at least stay at a number 2 spot. At best, or at worst, I guess, maybe number 3.
One thing we do know for sure, that Greeley is number 1. They have a long-standing excellent program at Greeley High School down in Cumberland. They are number 1. They'll probably stay there, but mathematics being the way they are, we'll have to wait and see what happens tonight. This is a must-win for both teams. They'll both be going into the playoffs. Just who they play in the first round will depend on what happens tonight. And of course, I think we have to talk about the mental attitude of both teams as well. What happens tonight can mentally generate the desires that it takes normally going into the playoffs, and the playoffs will be starting very soon. Cheerleaders are here for both sides. Pretty good crowd on hand too. I'm pretty pleased. It must be.
It's hard to estimate the exact number, but I would say in the vicinity of 1,000, maybe a little bit more. I wanted to mention, being an official myself, Howie, the 2 officials for tonight, Chris Valeris from Auburn, veteran official of about 10 years, and they flew in a guy from Rumford, Al Hawthorne, real nice guy and a good official, and he's working the far side tonight. So we have 2 good officials and 2 guys who've been around the game for a while.
So both teams huddled around their coaches right now, getting some last-minute instructions. Edward Little, obviously coached by Dave Moran, who's been there for quite some time. Mike McGraw has done an outstanding job with Lewiston High School Blue Devils. And Edward Little comes out on the field now. They're getting ready. Lewiston still huddled around Mike McGraw. So we'll see how long it's going to take. What do you say to a team going into a game like this, Paul?
In the first 4 or 5 minutes are the most important, Howie, and you don't want them to set the tempo. You want to play it your way, and I'm sure that both Dave and Mike have told them, let's be first to the ball, win all the 50-50 balls. That's a little term that we say that if there's anything between 2 kids, we want to be sure that one of our kids gets there first. And winning the 50-50 balls is important. The more you win, the better off you're going to be.
Lots of hoopla going on. We'll be back here at the LAP. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.
For years, the sporting community has been turning to Maine Awards. The reason? Simple. Maine Awards offers a complete line of trophies, plaques, and medals for your winning achievers. Maine Awards passes the savings on to you by providing 2/3 retail discount on trophies of all sizes, plus free engraving. And for you sports enthusiasts, Maine Awards has imprinted sportswear, including jackets, hats, T-shirts, and sweatshirts for the customized look. Call or write for a free catalog. Maine Awards, 9 Westminster Street in the Industrial Park, Lewiston.
Back here at the LAP, we're getting ready for the kickoff. Both teams are out. Both teams getting final instructions from each other. Both teams lining up. Edward Little will be kicking off to Lewiston. It'll be Frank Herron and Fleming Steiners. There we go. Edward Little kicks off now. Back to Brian Bilodeau. Bilodeau sends it back to Brad Limoges, I guess, or Chris Miloragno, and he settles the ball. Lewiston regains control. Mike Pomelo kicks it deep into the Edward Little zone. Shot on net and over the net.
Well, right away, Lewiston took the advantage. Pomelo sent Davis right in, and there was a blistering shot that just sailed over the net. You're going to have to be careful, I guess. They're not used to that field because it was a quick shot, and we can shoot from outside. It's a goal kick now for Edward Little.
Okay, here we go. Everybody lining up, everybody getting places. Short boot right down the middle. Comes up to number 10. Joe Gervais. Gervais kicks it down the middle. Over to Miloragno. Miloragno kicks it up. They're diddling with it in center field. Finally, Ricky Bouchard gets his foot on it. Back into midfield. Ball is being headed by Edward Little. Moving up to number 10, Craig Norcross. Norcross sends it up to the right-hand side to number 19, Fleming Steiners. Steiners takes a kick right in the middle, tries to center the ball, nobody there to collect. Lots of commotion in front. Lewiston finally kicks it out of bounds. So it'll be a corner kick.
Corner kick for Edward Little. And definitely a good advantage right here for Edward Little as they have their first corner kick of the game. It's a short field, short corner. So I'm sure that the Edward Little boy can put the ball right in front, and there's a heck of a chance for him right off the bat here, Howie.
Okay, so it's Brian Bilodeau who will take the corner kicks. He takes most of the corner kicks, if not all of them, for Edward Little. Now the idea is to get it as close to the center part of the net as you can, use your head, and get the ball in. Bilodeau tried to make the kick. It was blocked by Lewiston. Coming back into the middle. Number 14, Ricky Bouchard tried to center it, and it came back out again. So the ball is in midfield now. On the left-hand side, it goes out of bounds. It'll be a Lewiston throw. At midfield, ball comes in on the left-hand side. Glenn Davis moving down towards the ball. Number 8, Chris Miloragno, the fullback, tries to control the ball. He can't do it. Davis tries to move the ball around. He does. Coming down to the left-hand side. Centers the ball. Nobody there to collect. Closest player was Joe Gervais, and the ball is going to go out of bounds. It sure is. Out of bounds, it'll be a Lewiston throw from the right-hand side. Gervais throws it in over to the keeper. I've never seen that before. The keeper gets it.
Well, he cut off that pass before he had a Lewiston attacker had a chance to move right in. It was a heck of a play there, preventing a shot from being taken.
Good boot right out into midfield. Back and forth it goes. Number 10, Joe Gervais, moves it down on the right-hand side. Picked up by Brad Limoges. Limoges has the ball kicked off Gervais, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Lewiston High School throw. Throws in to Mike Pomelo. Oh, another whistle.
It was a deflection. They're going to have a drop ball. They didn't know, they were undecided on whose throw it was, so they're going to have a drop ball. If the ball has to hit the ground first before anybody can kick it.
It'll be Craig Norcross taking the drop ball against Don Flood. Edward Little controls, moving it up. Missed by Edward Little. Finally, Craig Norcross picks it up on the right-hand side into midfield, deep into the Lewiston zone. Chasing it is number 19, Fleming Steiners. He can't get control of the ball. Finally, another whistle.
There's a push on Edward Little. Lewiston's kick coming out of their zone.
36 minutes, 38 seconds in the first half. No score yet.
Looks as if both teams have feel each other out, Howie. They're kind of afraid to make that first mistake. And
whoa, there's a mistake right there.
Yeah.
Edward Little scored. It was a mistake, Paul, and it cost Edward Little.
They try to play the ball back to the Lewiston goalkeeper, try to play the ball back to the fullback, and we overkicked them, sent the Edward Little player right in front of the net, and of course there was an open net, and the goal was by Brad Limoges. He just tipped it in. It was an easy shot for him. He was only 2 yards away. It makes it 1-0 Edward Little.
So Lewiston took the chance, and Brad Limoges obviously hustled, and
he was Johnny on the spot. There's no question about it, Howie. He was right there. They made a mistake. They kicked a little bit too hard. Gus gloved the keeper, and that set up an easy goal for him.
Is that something you practice, Paul?
They do this every day, Howie. It was every day. It's a basic play to soccer, and I think the nervousness, just the hard touch back to the keeper cost them that goal.
So 1-0 Edward Little. It'll be Lewiston now kicking off to Edward Little. Back at midfield. Whistle is blown. Here we go. Mike Parmelo touches, driving it down to the right-hand side to Don Flood. Off Chris Milagro. Flood chases it down into the corner, centers it. Oh, almost. Almost a goal. Beautiful head shot by Glenn Davis. It missed. Ball is loose now on the right-hand side. Lewiston trying to regain control. Finally, Edward Little gives it a kick off a Lewiston player, and I think they're going to call it, well, I think they're going to
drop ball off both players.
Drop ball is just like a face-off is.
Just like a face-off. You got it, Howie.
So it'll be Joe Gervais taking it for Lewiston against Brad Limoges. Lewiston controls, centers it, nobody there to collect. Edward Little trying to get it out. And Lewiston finally ticks it out of bounds, and I think they're going to call it off Limoges and give it to Lewiston. Here we go, number 14, Tom Tibia throws it in. Beautiful throw to Glenn Davis. The Edward Little keeper, Sean Davis, comes out, makes a beautiful save. Chris Milagro boots the ball out into midfield.
Lewiston's have two glittering chances right there, and they didn't capitalize on those two. And then you found a few between if they keep missing those.
Beautiful, beautiful chances to score. You can tell it's first period jitters, 1-0. Ball being bounced back and forth. Lewiston keeping the pressure on in the Edward Little zone. Finally, the ball comes out to midfield. Edward Little trying to attack. They do. Number 7, Roland Giroux. He's knocked over. Ball comes back into midfield again. Don Flood tried to get control. The ball was kicked out of bounds by Ed Whittier. It'll be Lewiston's throw-in from midfield. Here we go. Chris Alaris on the sideline there. He'll keep a watch on Joe Gervais. He'll watch the throw. He'll make sure the ball doesn't have any spin and that his feet don't leave the ground and that they stay out of bounds for the throw. Throw goes deep to Mike Parmelo, finally intercepted by number 14, Ricky Bouchard.
On a short field like this, Howie, one long throw is just as good as a kick, so that's what the kids have to be careful about.
Lewiston throws in. Don Flood takes it into the corner, tries to center it. He does. Edward Little there to knock it out of bounds. Frank Karen has the ball now. He tries to send it up into midfield to Brian Bilodeau. Tries to connect with Bilodeau, and Bilodeau just can't connect.
Bilodeau marked closely by Tuffy Steele, Lewiston captain. He's holding them man-to-man, running them all over the field. It's going to be a tough time for Brian Miller to shake David Steele because he can run with him step for step.
So we'll have an Edward Little kick. In midfield, it'll be Brian Bilodeau kicking up. He does. A boot that goes right down to Lewiston, or down to Tom Matibia. Matibia sends it up. Mike Parmelo trying to get it. He can't get control of it. Number 14, Rick Bouchard, sends it down to the right-hand corner for Edward Little. Little diddling and fiddling down there in the left-hand corner, as they say in soccer action. Nobody has the ball. Finally, Lewiston gains control off an Edward Little player. Lewiston now has control of the ball. They try to send it up. Edward Little gets in the way. Having a lot of problems trying to get the ball out. This doesn't look like Lewiston's style ball.
Well, Edward Little's causing them problems by just getting the ball just a little bit sooner than Lewiston would like them to right now. And they're playing a little physical. Again, that's upsetting Lewiston. So they just have to settle down and play a good ball here. Jeff Bartlett on the kick, long kick.
Real long kick. Goes down into the left-hand corner. Going to be out of bounds. It'll be Edward Little ball. Substitutions coming in now for Edward Little. They're up 1-0 on what we call a chancy situation that was taken by Lewiston High School Blue Devils keeper, Don Floyd. Okay, players are shuffling around. It's an Edward Little throw. Intercepted by Lewiston, kicked out finally by Chris Milagro. Frank Karen coming after it. Karen gains control of it in midfield. He sends it back to number 6, Eric Bonney. Finally, Bonney sends it up to number 4, Rob Flemmer. And Flemmer is flattened. He's absolutely flattened by Tom Miller. Tom, of course, didn't do it on purpose. It'll be an Edward Little kick, and of course, Brian Bilodeau will take it. Bilodeau takes most of the kick. Crowd reacting, obviously, to the situation down in the field. Referees having complete control of it. You don't see things happen in soccer that you might see in ice hockey, although you do have the same type of rules and you do have the same type of position playing. The problem that I'm having tonight is I can't see the numbers.
Well, the numbers are small. Because on the front, they're only 4 to 6 inches, and on the back, they have to be 6 to 8. You can see the dark side. The fronts are a little problem. It looks as if the official may be issuing a yellow card for a little extracurricular activity after the whistle had blown. So we're waiting to see if any yellow cards. That's the form soccer takes. Instead of giving somebody a 2-minute penalty in the box, they may issue a yellow card. It looks as if cooler heads have prevailed. The official stepped right in, and so no yellow cards will be assessed. However, it's a direct kick for every little at midfield, and in a field like this, and a kick by the Bilodeau boy, it's an offensive thrust right off the bat.
It sure is. So Brian Bilodeau will take the kick. In football, it might be around the 50-yard line. In soccer, it's called midfield. Bilodeau goes. Good kick, good solid kick right down the middle, intercepted by Tom Ativier, right off Ativia's head. Glenn Davis has the ball now, and we have a stoppage of play. It'll be a little direct kick. Brian Bilodeau takes it again off the head of Lewiston player. Bilodeau tries to dribble the ball down. Little interception going on there. People stepping in each other's ways. A little bit of tripping, a little bit of hipping too. That's all right. The ball is still loose now. Edward Little making another charge. Off heads. Nobody has control of the ball yet. It's just been back and forth in the Lewiston zone. I think that
play on Edward Little, the boy was down, played the ball. It's dangerous for him to play the ball when he's down. Somebody may come up and kick him. So right away the official blew the whistle, giving Lewiston indirect. They played back to the keeper. Same play that cost him a goal a while ago. This time they kicked it right to him. He didn't make any mistakes.
So Ron Flood will take the kick. Beautiful kick by him right down into midfield. Lewiston has control. It's headed by Don Flood, his brother. And the ball comes back into midfield now. Frank Caron tried to get a head on it, couldn't do it. Coming down to the right-hand side. Lewiston trying to get control of the ball, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be an Edward Little throw-in. Number 6, Eric Bonney will take the throw. No, he won't. He gives it to Rick Bouchard. Bouchard will send the ball in. We expect that he'll throw it down to the left-hand side off Frank Caron's head. Tuffy Steele heads it for Lewiston. The ball coming back. Little control given there by Jason Pettinelli. He sends it down into the middle now. Glenn Davis turns around. He boots it down. Oh, nice pass back. There was nobody there to collect on the part of Don Flood. Another stoppage of play. It's going to be Lewiston's ball.
A little push on the other little player, and giving Lewiston a direct kick to their defensive third of the field. Brian Clifford on the kick.
So Clifford gives it a good kick down far to the right-hand side. Mike Pomelo trying to get it. Pomelo can't gain control. Ball comes back into midfield off Tom Netto. Finally, number 10, Joe Gervais, tries to send it down to the left-hand side to Glenn Davis. Davis has it, trying to center it, can't do it. Off the back of another little player. The ball is down to the left-hand side of the field, where it's kicked off an Edward Little player and out of bounds. So it's going to be a corner kick for...
A throw-in, Howie.
It's going to be a throw-in? Okay.
Throw-in, yeah, it's right down close to the flag, so it's going to be a Lewiston throw-in. And 2 substitutions come in. Looks like a long throw coming up because Jason Pettinelli's got a real good arm, so he's going to get as much distance as he can and put the ball right in front of the Edward Little net. And sure enough, he does.
Wow, good throw. Right in front of the net. Scored. It looks like number 14, Don Flood, got the score.
And here come the tennis balls. All that hockey here. The Lewiston fans have just got to the field with 2 tennis balls. I have no idea where they got that from, Holly. Must be some college talent.
Well, we saw the tennis ball action before, didn't we?
I've seen it once before. I can't remember where it was, Holly. Sometime last winter, I guess.
So Lewiston ties it up. You're listening to high school soccer on WLAM.
Assistant Jason Pettinelli.
Back at the LAP, it was Tim Bolvik from Jason Pettinelli. And a beautiful goal that was set up right in front of the Edward Little High School net. Believe you me, it was a beautiful, beautiful throw by Pettinelli and just headed in by Bolduc.
Well, there's no question about it. You saw it coming. He uses them in spot situation, and Jason's got a real good arm, and he got back there a couple extra steps, picked up a little momentum, Howie, and he threw it 3/4 of the way across. Bolduc was standing there. He was marked, but he just outjumped the Edward Little defender, and went right in the net, tying the game up at one apiece.
And then came the tennis balls, a rain of them. Not as many as at the Central Maine Youth Center in that night, but there were tennis balls.
That was poorly coordinated, I guess.
So we're tied at 1 at 28:58 of the first period.
Territorially, Lewiston has been down the Edward Little end a lot more than EL has been at the Lewiston end. They just had a chance to capitalize on their shots. EL is playing, it looks as if a little tentative on defense. They're going to have to open up a little bit more. They're waiting a little bit too much, and I know they're a lot better than that. They can't wait for Lewiston to make mistakes all night. I don't think they'll make them as they did the first call.
Well, the crowd's even larger. The crowd seemed to grow while we were doing the first 10 minutes of the game. It looks like, and I would guess conservatively, there has to be over 1,000 here tonight.
Certainly. I think they were giving tennis balls with each submission. That was the way to get them in here tonight.
Good crowd on both sides of the field for both Edward Little and Lewiston. It'll be Edward Little now kicking off. They will try to gain control of the ball. That's the idea of the kickoff. It'll be number 19, Fleming Steinis, along with Frank Karen. They will gain control of the ball. And obviously they'll try to drive it deep and use their blazing speed if they can to... Oh, ball intercepted on the kickoff by Tim Bolduc.
Tim Bolduc made a nice steal. He was taken down and given Lewiston a direct kick about 25, 30 yards out. So another scoring opportunity for the Devils right off the bat.
The ball will be back out in the midfield now. And here we go.
David Steele on the kick, and I know he can chip it right into that area from that spot, Howie. And the Lewiston attackers are waiting for the bounce on it.
So Tuffy Steele will take the kick. Good kick. Everybody converges. It goes off the head of Brad Limoges. Finally, the ball comes out of bounds. It'll be a Lewiston throw-in now. Brian Clifford will take the throw. Clifford sends the ball down on the right-hand side. It looked like it went off the foot of Tim Bolduc, but I guess it didn't. Don Plood takes the throw. Now, Plood hends it right towards the goal, off the head of Limoges. Ball comes out into... center of the field, trying to gain control of it. For Edward Little, but Giroux was kind of tipped over. It'll be Edward Little throw. Fleming Steinis from Denmark takes the throw. He sends it into Limoges. And for some reason, I didn't see what the call was, Paul. Maybe
he was on the field. I guess he got mistaken with there's two lines right there.
That's right.
And he mistaken. Jason Pettinelli just unloaded another long throw, giving him another scoring opportunity.
Ball in midfield now. Edward Little trying to gain control. Number 7, Roland Giroux, tries to drive it down. He does. It's kicked even deeper into the zone by Brad Limoges. Frank Karen tried to go for the ball in the lower end of the field. He tried a sidewinder, but just couldn't get his foot on it. And Ron Plood finally kicks up with the ball. Plood, just an excellent kicker. He gets the ball way, way out to the 50-yard line. It's off the head of a Lewiston player, and the ball's going deep. Driven real deep. Tom Tibia tried to get the ball and almost beat everyone to the ball.
That was a 50-yard kick, Howie. I just measured it. That was a 50-yard punt. I'm sure Coach Capone would have used him that time tomorrow night, because I tell you, as they say in the soccer world, he piffed that one.
He sure did. Ball's out of bounds now. It'll be an Edward Little High School kick. Sean Libby will take the kick. Libby backs up. He looks. He goes for the ball. Kicks down to the right-hand side. Nobody there to collect. It goes off number 17, Brian Clifford, and out of bounds. Be an Edward Little throw on the far side of the field. Looks like Brian Bilodeau from here, but I can't tell. It is. It's Brian Bilodeau throwing the ball.
Another long throw by Edward Little.
Real long
teams
throw.
have some long throwers, which makes for that much better of a game. Lots of teams don't have specialists like that.
We got another whistle, and Chris Harris, one of the officials, is stopping the clock now.
Somebody played the ball once, the alone, and you're supposed to leave the ball alone. It was played again so that they couldn't counterattack too quickly. It's an old European trick, and I'm sure Fleming knows a few little tricks that the Lewiston boys haven't learned yet.
I'm sure he does. Ball booted deep into the Edward Little zone. Oh, beautiful kick by Scott Peterson. Peterson tried to drive it down a little bit too far, and a save by Sean Libby, the Edward Little goalie. Libby kicks it out. It's off the head of Don Floyd. Here comes the Lewiston attack again on the right-hand side. It's Tom Mativia. Mativia tries to center it. Floyd couldn't get his foot on it. Lewiston regained control. Finally, Edward Little now has the ball. They drive it back out in the midfield. Number 17, Brian Clifford, tries to kick the ball down deep. He does. Scott Peterson on the left-hand side has control. And it's kicked out of bounds.
Now Lewis is starting to put 2 or 3 passes together. They're not just kicking and running. They're looking for each other a little bit more. Instead of the kick and run, again, they put 2 or 3 passes that time, and finally a shot on goal.
And a shot right at the keeper, and good save by Libby. That was a low, bouncy kick. Libby made the save. Now, Libby a pretty good boot, too.
That was an excellent kick.
Edward Little trying to regain control. They can't do it. Lewiston intercepts again. Carrying the ball down to the left-hand side, going deep into the zone, but out of bounds. It was Craig Norcross taking the throw for Edward Little.
I was going to say, Howard, the last 10 minutes or so, it seems as if Edward Little's been standing around watching Lewiston go to the ball.
Yes.
And they need to open up a little bit. Here's a shot from right here.
Edward Little not taking advantage of their speed, at least up to now. Rolling to roof for Edward Little on the right-hand side, being bothered by Tom Netto. And Netto finally, for Lewiston High School, puts a foot in there, and I think they're going to call him. No, they're not. It's going to go the other way.
He was knocked off the ball, and they acknowledged it. They understood it was a good, hard, clean hit. Hand to the side. He just moved the ball with his shoulder, and it was a nice play.
So the ball comes back to the keeper now. And Ron Floyd picks it up, and another one of his classic boots. Oh, what a kick. As high as it is long. It's headed.
Headed by his brother.
By John Floyd. Lewiston gains control. Lewiston looks like they're having no problem gaining control of the ball right now. And it's kicked out of bounds by Edward Little's Jeff Hess.
It's going to be a corner kick for Lewiston. Another scoring opportunity coming up. Almost as good as that long throw by Jason Pettinelli.
Now, as good as Ron Flood's kick is from goal, that's how good Don Flood's kick is from the corner. So Don Flood, his brother, twin brother, will take the kick from the corner. He does. A little bit too hard, I think, Paul. He's used to that long field.
He's used to the long field. How he used his left foot that time. I know he's right-footed, and he overshot the goal. He's going to take a little something off of it.
So now it's going to be a goal kick for Edward Little. John Libby again will set the ball up. We have more substitutions coming in now for both teams, although they're being called off the field now.
Well, the rule is you have to be at the scorer's table before the whistle is blown, and they ran right up a la college style. They allow that in college, but in high school they're a lot more strict. So.
There we go, a kick by Edward Little. Finally, it comes off the head of Don Flood. Edward Little cannot get control of the ball. Finally, out of sheer frustration, it was booted out, and the ball now comes back off heads of Lewiston players. Around in midfield, back and forth it goes. Jason Pendelli sending it up into midfield. Off the head now of Edward Little's number 14, Ricky Bouchard. The ball just being batted around now. Lewiston finally gains control. It's Don Flood on the right-hand side. Good move by Flood, bringing it into the middle. Can't get it set up. It was Chris Meloragno that sent the ball out. Lewiston losing control of it now. Edward Little almost had it, Paul. It looked like it was going to be a breakaway, but it wasn't. Finally, Brad Lemos kicks it up, and a save by Ron Flood. He hangs on real tight, being intimidated by Rob Slever.
It looks as if the two sweepers are playing a good all-around game. Jason Pettinelli for Lewiston and Chris Meloragno for Edward Little is sweeping back there, picking up all loose balls, preventing any penetration by either team.
Doing an outstanding job, too. Ball being headed now, back and forth, must be 4 or 5 times before a whistle.
And a push on Edward Little on the last one, giving Lewiston a free kick in the defensive third of the field.
21 minutes, 25 seconds left. First half of play. Here at the LAP, we're tied up at 1-1. Lewiston and Edward Little. Ron Flood takes a good boot, a high one. Again, it must be about 50 yards out into midfield. Being headed now from Lewiston to EL, Lewiston to EL. Finally, the ball comes loose. Sent up by the sweeper back for Edward Little. Edward Little trying to regain control. Brian Bilodeau sends it down deep into the corner. Can't catch up to the ball, though. The ball is handled by Jason Pennelly, and it goes out of bounds. So it looks like we're going to have another goal kick.
Now the substitutions may come in. Substitutions, Howie, by the way, are allowed when the ball crosses the end line and on offensive throw-ins and on offensive corner kicks. Otherwise, you'll have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait 10, 15 minutes. I was watching those boys who've been waiting for 10 minutes to come in. We just didn't have the opportunity to come in.
So Don Flutt will take the kick now, and he does. A beautiful kick again right into the midfield for Lewiston. Ball coming down. Glenn Davis tries to get a head grip on the ball. He does, and his blazing speed sends him down. And there's a whistle on the play.
He was being held by the other little player. I don't blame him right there because Glenn would have been in all alone, and there was only one thing to do, is to hold him out there to make sure that he doesn't come in alone.
What speed. The kick will be taken now by
Ryan Clifford.
Ryan Clifford. Clifford sends the ball right directly towards the net. Comes off the head of number 17, Mike Boren, for Edward Little. Boren sends the ball out. It's still loose now in front of the Lewiston goal. Finally, the ball comes out into midfield. Lewiston has control. It's Tuffy Steele with the ball now. Steele sends it down the left-hand side. Craig Norcross for Edward Little with the set. He sends it up to Frank Karen at midfield. Karen now has control of the ball. He's dribbling it down very carefully, being bothered by Mativia. Karen and Mativia running side by side. We have another whistle.
Ball's out of bounds again. It's a Lewiston throw-in and a Lewiston substitution.
Edward Little has not been able to move the ball successfully down the field.
They seem as if they cannot put 2 or 3 passes together. The Lewiston defenders are just picking them up all over the place, not giving them a chance to operate.
What a throw by Lewiston. Ball comes in, it goes to midfield, it's headed. Craig Norcross tries to head it, can't do it. Ball finally comes off Frank Karen, and it moves down and out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Edward Little's throw. It will be Craig Norcross taking the throw at midfield. Now we have another stoppage of play. The referee running up. For some reason, he hangs onto the ball.
Going to be another drop ball.
I see.
2 people hitting the ball at the same time. They're unsure. A lot of people on the sidelines are not used to this, and so to be on the safe side, they drop it.
Ball controlled by Edward Little. Frank Karen moving down to the right-hand side. Ball goes out of bounds off Lewiston. Frank will take the throw again. Comes into midfield. Into the center of the field, that is. Frank lifted his leg up a little too high.
That's a high kick, a dangerous play, and so giving Lewiston an indirect right outside that middle area, and they'll probably go back to the goalie. A similar play that cost them the goal early in the game. A similar play that tapped it back, so the guy tapped it a little too hard, right by Flo, and sure enough, the other little player was right there to put him in the net.
So Ron Flutt will take the goal kick, and another good kick he gets too. Ball into midfield, being bounced around back and forth off heads. Nobody has control of the ball yet. Lewiston yell, the ball knocked deep into the Edward Little zone, and a whistle on the play again. Edward Little clapping their hands, so it's going to be an indirect for Edward Little, about midfield. Rick Bouchard puts the ball down. Craig Norcross will take the kick for Edward Little. Norcross kicks straight down the field, off Lewiston's Tuffy Steele. Edward Little trying to get control. Looked like Mike Pomerleau and Chris Williams for Edward Little were...
Well, they're running shoulder to shoulder there. That call could have gone either way. The official on this far side looked as if thought the other little player's arm was up, and so it gave Lewiston the kick.
Ball kicked down on the right-hand side, nobody controlling it. Finally, number 9 for Edward Little, Tony Sear, knocks it into the middle of the field. Brian Bilodeau trying to send the ball now down to his own keeper.
He misfired on that, giving Lewiston the corner kick.
Not a good play, unfortunately.
Well, I think he mistimed it. The
Yeah.
keeper was not expecting the pass all the way back. I think that was his only play, and unfortunately, it gave Lewiston the corner kick. And again, it's an outstanding chance for him because they have kids that can put the ball right in front of the net, and a dangerous opportunity right here.
Question is, who will take the kick now? Looks like Brian Clifford moving down for Lewiston to take that corner kick. Everybody getting lined up. Everybody getting where they want to be.
Lewiston's got 6 attackers on this coming in.
Ball kicked right into the middle of the zone, and nobody there to collect. Being batted around again. Edward Little trying to get the ball out. Finally, they do. Fleming Steiners for Edward Little, the exchange student from Denmark, kicks it over to the right-hand side of the field. Frank Karen now has control, being badgered by Brian Clifford. Karen carrying the ball down, carries it deep into the zone. Clifford still badgering him, and finally the ball is kicked out of bounds.
Well, O'Brien in that case was just trying to contain him, stay in front of him, making it hard for him to see anybody penetrating the net. And that was an excellent defensive play. That's the play you want to do in soccer. Don't go for the steal, just contain, and that's what we did exactly, and we did a heck of a job on that.
So it'll be a kick for Lewiston. And it comes out into the left-hand side, almost into the midfield zone. It's intercepted by Edward Little. They knock it down deep.
Again, Jason Bettinelli sweeping back there for Lewiston,
Doing
defending
a good job.
Any through balls to come in.
Finally, the ball just being batted around now. Deep into the Lewiston zone. Nobody there for Edward Little to connect. Frank Karen tries to, but he's intercepted. Edward Little trying to keep the pressure on now. It's Brian Bilodeau moving over to number 10, Craig Norcross. Norcross trying to send the ball deep into the zone. It does go deep, but not on net.
It's a goal kick for Lewiston.
Not on net. That's been their problem. They've had several shots, but they haven't been able to connect with the bubble
They
yet.
haven't been able to connect on any of them, put them on net, see if they can get any business going, and it's starting to frustrate Edward Little a little bit, I think.
So Ron Flood takes the kick now, out into midfield, off the head of Glenn Davis. The ball being batted around off heads again. One of the beautiful parts of the game. Craig Norcross, Edward Little tries to gain control. He kicks it into the face of John O'Brien. Finally, Glenn Davis, using his speed, tries to pick the ball up. He does. Can't get control of it. Number 4, Rob Slemmer, finally gets control. Sends it over to Mike Bourne on the left-hand side. He's intercepted. Lewiston regaining control now. It's Joe Gervais. Tries to send it back to another Lewiston attacker, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Edward Little throw. Deep. And off a Lewiston player. Tuffy Steele. Chris Alaris, one of the officials, blowing the whistle now, stopping the play. We've had some substitutions just a minute or so ago.
Talking to Chris today, Harvey, he said he was just as much fired up for the game as the kids were. He said he was kind of nervous, looking forward to doing this game, and that's good to see an official get into these games, and I like to see that. The officials being part of the game and being nervous, and I think it's good for the game.
Well, Rob Slummers tried to throw, and he lost control of the ball. It's Lewiston's control now. They booted down on a direct. Edward Little finally regains control of it, and then they lose it again. Ball going out of bounds. Looks like Brian Doobie had control of the ball for Lewiston. He sends it back in. Now the ball just being batted around. Finally, they tried the right-hand side of the field. No luck there either. Just going off toe-to-toe, off head-to-head. Nobody actually having control of the ball. Looks like Joe Gervais may get it. Ball comes down. He sends it down into midfield.
And we're a little pushing up a little bit more now, going on the offense, not laying back like they were at the beginning. Pass back to the keeper just then, and a nice play by the third boy.
Notice Miloragno, the sweeper back for Edward Little, has now moved up a little bit more.
Entire attack has moved up.
Edward Little trying to put the pressure on now. Dave Morin knows that he's got to put some pressure on. 12:55 left in the first period, or first half of play. Edward Little trying to get control of the ball. And they can't do it. Chris Miloragno kicks the ball out of bounds. The sweeper back for Edward Little. More substitutions coming in for Lewiston right now. It'll be an Edward Little throw. Looks like Rob Slummer's going to take the throw.
I think the early game jitters has gone by now, and both
so.
teams are playing full speed, and things are looking a lot better. The game is has a little bit more of a ebb and flow, if you know what I mean.
Slummer tries to connect with Aaron Rand and can't do it. Another whistle on the play. It's going to be a Lewiston kick.
They got an improper charge of a Lewiston player, backed into the player, and so giving a little an indirect kick about 40 yards out.
So it'll be Brian Bilodeau taking the kick for Edward Little. Bilodeau gets ready. Boots it right down into the center of the field. Edward Little attackers coming down, and a save by Ron Flood.
Deflection, one of the hardest shots in soccer, is kind of like hockey. A deflection, you never know. He played it well.
Ron sends it out on the left-hand side. Mike Pomelo intercepts for Lewiston, and we have another whistle on the play. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.
Eastern Energy Systems of Auburn, serving Maine from Bangor to Biddeford, helping Mainers to conserve both fuel and dollars. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy carries the complete line of York products, including heat pumps, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems, Tempest, the state-of-the-art wood boilers, and a complete line of energy controls by Trane. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy Systems, on the move with 24-hour service. Located in Lewiston Auburn Air Park, Auburn.
a direct kick from the right-hand side of the field, directly on net. Ron Foote came out and just batted the ball away.
So he punched it, Howie. That's a unique thing you don't see too often. He punched the ball away. It was a beautiful play by the keeper, coming out and right between two defenders, stuck out his fist, batted it away.
So Bilodeau now has another direct kick. Glenn Davis standing the legitimate 10 yards from him.
More like about 8. That's another little trick that they know the 10, and they're not going to give them 10 if they don't have to.
Bilodeau with a low kick. It goes to a Lewiston player. Finally comes up into midfield. Rob Slumbers tries to, Chris Millarado rather, tries to get control of the ball. He can't. The ball being batted around now. Finally, Bilodeau gets a toe on it, and it goes deep off a Lewiston player. Deep, deep, deep into the zone. Every little charging down. Lewiston does have control. Ball comes up to Joe Gervais. Gervais on the right-hand side. And finally kicked out of bounds by Edward Little's Ed Whittier. So it'll be a
goal kick.
Goal kick for Lewiston. Substitutions coming in again. One thing about both these teams, Paul, they seem to substitute freely.
I was just looking on the Lewiston side. He's got 22 players listed. He's played 9 teams so far. Edward Little's got 22 players listed, and he played 16. So everybody's seen a lot of action here in this first half, which is good because that way everybody's fresh. They're all ready to go.
Good kick by Flood coming in midfield. Edward Little trying to get control. They can't do it. John O'Brien for Lewiston comes down to the left-hand side. Whoa, almost. Chris Millarado, the sweeper back, came up and made
a nice save there because
nice
3 Lewiston players were ready to attack right in.
Ball being batted around now at midfield again. Comes from the near side of the field to the far side. Edward Little not able to set up the play. Finally they do. Ball kicked up by Roland Giroux. Giroux sends it down deep into the zone to number 19, Fleming Steinis, the exchange student from Denmark. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Lewiston throw. Throwing it in to Dave Chassie. Chassie tries to gain control of it. Can't do it. Gets it over to John O'Brien. O'Brien sends it down now into midfield to Don Flood. Flood sends it down deep into the zone. Glenn Davis with that blazing speed almost caught up with it, but can't do it. Edward Little finally gains control. It goes off of Pomelo. Pomelo sends it down to Davis. Ball being batted around now deep in the Edward Little zone. Davis has a foot on it. Pomelo has a foot on it. Here goes Flood. Flood trying to make the move. He does and kicks it over the net. Oh, wow.
Pomelo,
what
Davis,
action?
Pomelo, Davis, and Flood really working well together up front here. A little give and go, and they're working well, and that was a great shot by Flood, just missed over the goal,
What action? You won't see any better soccer anywhere. They know 2 left.
Davis with that blazing speed, he's always a threat.
He's got to be the fastest one on that field right now, without any question at all. Stoppage of play now. You're listening to high school soccer on WLAM.
Reggie's Auto Supply at the corner of Russell and Sabata Streets can meet your complete automotive parts needs. Reggie's Auto Supply stocks over 4,000 parts and accessories for all you do-it-yourselfers. With over 30 years of experience, their trained staff is willing to go the extra mile to please their customers. Reggie's Auto Supply carries a complete line of brand-name products and parts for the foreign and American car. Their personalized service guarantees your satisfaction. And when you need that special part ordered, Reggie's can have it by the next day. That's Reggie's Auto Supply. For years, the sporting community has been turning to Maine Awards. The reason? Simple. Maine Awards offers a complete line of trophies, plaques, and medals for you winning achievers. Maine Awards passes the savings on to you by providing 2/3 retail discount on trophies of all sizes, plus free engraving. And for you sports enthusiasts, Maine Awards has imprinted sportswear, including jackets, hats, t-shirts, and sweatshirts for the customized look. Call or write for a free catalog. Maine Awards, 9 Westminster Street in the Industrial Park, Lewiston.
Back here at the LAP, Howard Corbin along with Paul Miller. We have a stoppage of play. It looks like Glenn Davis is wearing his sport glasses, and maybe one of those lenses popped out. They stopped the play briefly, and I guess we're ready to go now. Mike McGraw on the sidelines for Lewiston finally took his jacket off. I think it's getting a little bit warm down there for him. It'll be an every little goal kick now.
Seems like in his last 15 minutes of play, Edward Little now has changed the tempo, and they have been putting the 2 or 3 passes together, and Lewiston hasn't been able to control it. Seems as if the momentum has switched for a while, and see what happens here in the last 7 minutes. It's very important right at the end of the half.
So Sean Libby gets the ball out, and again, Edward Little tries to gain control of it. Ball goes out of bounds. Finally, an Edward Little throw off the head of number 19, Fleming Steiners for Edward Little. And I think they're calling a push. I'm not sure, Paul. I didn't...
Yeah, the Danish player was a little bit ambitious in that play. He's looking for that break all the time, and he's looking for any edge he can get.
There's another push. Going to be calling number 14, Don Flood from Lewiston. So Edward Little will get a kick. A direct kick. Brian Bilodeau will take the kick about midfield. We're all tied up here at the LAP, and it's been a real exciting game. Up and down. Bilodeau gets ready. He takes the kick, sends it deep into the zone. Edward Little trying to get control of it, can't do it. Oh, the ball almost went in.
Brian Clifford was right in front of the goal there, and I don't think if he was standing there, that might have been a goal for Edward Little. It was a heck of a defensive play, and now it gives Edward Little a corner kick.
There was a little bit of daylight being shown, and Brian Clifford put his foot in. And the ball came out, so it'll be a corner kick. It'll be Brian Bilodeau taking it now. The far corner. We have to lean outside the box.
Hospital end.
The St. Mary's end. There we go. Players juggling around in front of the net.
Brian may take something off his kick. He's got a long foot too.
Little shoving going on down in front of the net now. Brian taking his time. Finally he goes, and he kicks. And the ball comes into the one-off down foot and almost went in again. I couldn't see who got a...
There was a lot of pushing and shoving out front, and Tuppy Steele was right there. On a play like this, there's a mad scramble in front, and you never know, but David Steele happened to be right in front of the net. He caught it out, and Edward Little pushed on the ensuing play, and giving Lewiston a direct kick from their penalty area.
So we've had two almost Edward Little goals down there. It hasn't been for somebody just happening to be in the way. The ball could have gone in on both occasions. The Don Flood will take the kick now. It'll be a goal kick. Edward Little trying to keep the pressure on. Chris Melaragno, the sweeper back, moves up into midfield. Flood looking, examining the situation. He gets the whistle. Now he's going to kick it, and a beautiful kick again down into midfield. It's headed off his brother, Don Flood, and Mike Pomelo sends it down. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be an Edward Little throw. It'll come back up. Ricky Bouchard will take the throw on the near side of the field to us.
Howie, I don't know if you've noticed, but with the Lewiston attackers and the Edward Little attackers running diagonally across the field, they're being marked up man to man. It looks like a giant chess game being played, and one team is waiting for the other to make one mistake, and that's what's going to happen.
The field is small enough, too, so that they can mark them up very easily and play man-to-man very nicely, which is why we're having a real good game here tonight. A lot of up-and-down action. Edward Little threw the ball in. They lost control of it. They'll have another throw on the right-hand side of the far side of the field, coming down deep into the zone, and it's kicked. Looked like it was going out of bounds, but I guess it isn't. And the ball comes down into the corner, and it'll be a
goal kick.
I guess it's Lewiston goal kick. More substitutions now coming in from both teams. Both coaches just absolutely substitute at the opportune times throughout the game. They have absolutely no qualms about doing it.
Both teams have deep benches, and they play a lot of kids, and I think that's one of the reasons that the kids like playing soccer. A lot of kids get to participate, and everybody's in on the victory, not just a select few.
So the ball comes out into midfield. Frank Karen gains control, sends it across to the other side of the field. Trying to catch up to it is Brad Lemos. Lemos tries to get it down, and he can't actually gain control of it. Lewiston seems to be turning on the afterburners tonight. They have solid control of this ball, and they've had their moments of offensive control, and believe you me, it's been outstanding. Don Flood dribbles the ball down, sends it deep into the corner off Glenn Davis's head, picked up by Edward Little. Finally, Davis moving down again. I can't get over his speed ball. He has just
He's a
outstanding
fine athlete. There's no question about it. He's a heck of a baseball player.
He flies.
He led the Telegram League in stolen bases. You can see why right here.
Outstanding.
He may steal that flag if anybody doesn't watch out for him.
So it'll be Don Flood taking the corner kick now for Lewiston. Lewiston attackers move way out. Then they set up position in front of the net. Good kick by Flood off the head of Davis. Ball batted up. Melaragno kicks it out. Again, Over to Flood. He can't get it to Mike Pomelo. Pomelo almost had a head on it. Edward Little trying to get control of the ball. Frank Karen sends it over. He was hoping that Rob Slemmer would come up. Slemmer didn't. The ball went out of bounds. Lewiston throw. Mike Pomelo with the ball now. It looked like Slemmer kicked it out of bounds. It'll be Lewiston throw again. Joe Gervais will take the throw.
Now here comes Jason Pettinelli with the long throw. This is how they scored their last goal. They're in deep, and watch for the throw right in front of the net, Howie.
Pettinelli has an outstanding throw. Right in front of the net. Beautiful throw. Flood tried to head it and couldn't get the correct
Almost
push
down
of
on the
his head
second
on it.
floor up to the school. That head a little bit more would have made the third floor. That was a heck of a throw and a heck of a hit by the Flood boy.
So it'll be Edward Little keeper Sean Libby on the kick. 2:33 left now in the first half of play. We're tied at 1 in what's been an outstanding soccer game. Libby setting up. Whistle was blown. The ball comes out. It's knocked down by Joe Gervais back into the zone. Glenn Davis goes for it. Davis has control of the far corner. Being badgered, saves the ball across. Nobody there to collect. The keeper for Edward Little, Sean Libby, came out, caught the ball. Now he'll be kicking it out.
Howie, that's the keeper's job. It really isn't to make any saves. His job is to prevent shots from being taken on goal. If anybody gets close enough, they're going to score on this league. His job is to prevent shots, and that's what he just did that time.
Lewiston gaining control of the ball. Now, it comes out to Don Flood. Flood was in the corner, came down, tried to center it. Davis sent it back to him. Now the ball is just being batted around deep in the Edward Little zone. Flood gets control of it on his foot. He can't get the ball by, and finally it's kicked out of bounds. Let's see who they're going to give it to. It looks like it's going to be another goal kick by Sean Libby for Edward Little. So Lewiston putting the pressure on here in the last 2 minutes of the game, really trying to keep the pressure on. Everybody for Lewiston has moved up.
They had 11 players on the attacking zone that time, and it seems as if they've taken the momentum away as Little was building up. And Lewiston's looking good, especially with Glenn Davis continually attacking.
A ball comes out by Sean Libby. I'm sorry. And Lewiston regains control again.
The ball is now placed at the 18-yard line. It was a foul. Edward Little. They have to get back 10 yards, and this is a definite scoring threat right here.
Boy, is it ever. Is it ever. Lewiston has some outstanding kicking and some outstanding throwing. Not to say that Edward Little doesn't, but in this situation, it could be an advantage for the Lewiston High School Blue Devils.
Mike Pomelo on the kick, and he's real cute with the ball, and I'm sure he has a shot from out there. It's deflected off an Edward Little player.
Deflected and out of bounds, so it's going to be Sean Libby, the Edward Little keeper, sending the ball out. Libby also has a good boot. We have two keepers tonight, Flood and Libby, that both are just outstanding and have outstanding boots and good placement on the ball as well. Libby sends the ball up into midfield now. Off the head of number 16, Ed Whittier. Deep into the zone. Brian Bilodeau tried to get control. It looked like he tripped over John O'Brien.
He was taken down from behind. I think it was accidental playing the ball.
Well, Bilodeau will take the kick. Sends it deep into the zone, but it doesn't matter because there goes the clock. That's the first half of play. Here at the LAP, we're tied at 1. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.
Eastern Energy Systems of Auburn, serving Maine from Bangor to Biddeford, helping Mainers to conserve both fuel and dollars. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy carries the complete line of York products, including heat pumps, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems, Tempest, the state-of-the-art wood boilers, and a complete line of energy controls by Trane. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy Systems, on the move with 24-hour service. Located in Lewiston Auburn Air Park, Auburn.
Reggie's Auto Supply at the corner of Russell and Sabata Streets can meet your complete automotive parts needs. Reggie's Auto Supply stocks over 4,000 parts and accessories for all you do-it-yourselfers. With over 30 years of experience, their trained staff is willing to go the extra mile to please their customers. Reggie's Auto Supply carries a complete line of brand-name products and parts for the foreign and American car. Their personalized service guarantees your satisfaction. And when you need that special part ordered, Reggie's can have it by the next day. That's Reggie's Auto Supply. For years, the sporting community has been turning to Maine Awards. The reason? Simple. Maine Awards offers a complete line of trophies, plaques, and medals for your winning achievers. Maine Awards passes the savings on to you by providing 2/3 retail discount on trophies of all sizes, plus free engraving. And for you sports enthusiasts, Maine Awards has imprinted sportswear, including jackets, hats, t-shirts, and sweatshirts for the customized look. Call or write for a free catalog. Maine Awards, 9 Westminster Street in the Industrial Park, Lewiston.
Here at the LAP, Paul, I do want to make mention that just a few minutes ago, Dave Willett, the goaltender for St. John's, came up and said hi and told us that he was doing well. Dave, of course, was injured, kicked in the side of the face, in the cheekbone area, and the eye area, accidentally in a game against NYA several weeks ago. He has been operated on several times, and he looks pretty good. His eye is covered over. Whether or not he'll play soccer the rest of this year or hockey this year, we don't know, but at least with the braces, his cheek has been reconstructed, and hopefully he'll be able to see from his eye. Fine young man, Dave Willett. Both teams now getting final instructions. Edwin Little just coming from the bench area, getting instructions from Dave Morin, and they're coming out onto the field. Lewiston huddled onto the field now, and I'm sure that what they're saying is, let's try to get the ball in the net again, because the quality of the score that Lewiston got was just outstanding. They were really taking advantage of just good, strong heads-up play, Paul, and intercepting Ron Flood, rather, when he came out of the net on an indirect, and putting the ball right in. That's simple. So we're tied at 1. Glenn Davis doing some calisthenics before the game here. So we start the second half.
He's got to loosen up those wheels, Howie, I'll tell you right now, because I know he's got them all greased up, ready to go. He's got that breakaway speed, and he can fly at a moment's notice. And Lewiston sends him in, and Little may be back on their heels, so they better keep a good eye on him, because it looks as if he's got it all cranked up for that second half.
Some outstanding speedsters out in the field. Davis and Pomelo for Lewiston, and Don Flood. And for Edwin Little, we have Brian Bilodeau, and Fred Norcross, and of course Frank Karen, who just has absolute blazing speed. Kickoff, taken by Lewiston. Don Flood sends it down into the Edwin Little zone. Lewiston trying to gain control of it. They can't. Kicked out of bounds by Chris Miloragno, the sweeper back, for Edwin Little. So it's going to be an Edwin Little kick now. And it looks like Mike Morin settles the ball for Edwin Little. It looks like Chris Miloragno will take it. Ricky Bouchard, he's sending everybody back. Bouchard kick, good kick into midfield. Off Brian Bilodeau. Ball comes out now, and Lewiston gains control of it. Finally intercepted by Edward Little. It's number 19 for Edward Little, Fleming Steinis. And the ball goes out of bounds. Steinis takes a double flip. Let's see who the ball is going to go to. It's going to be a goal kick. Ron Flood settles the ball for Lewiston. We're tied at 1. Just starting the second half. 39 minutes left in the game. Flood, another good kick. Right into the middle of the field, controlled by Edward Little. Craig Norcross goes to kick the ball. He kicked at the same time that John O'Brien did. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Tom Nettle throwing the ball in.
Looks as if Lewiston has gone to a 2-forward offense with 4 midfielders, as opposed to Edward Little's 3 forwards, and that may change the complexion of the game. Looks as if Lewiston is settling back to play a little bit more defense, waiting for their break. Of course, with Davis and Pomelo up front, like you said, they can do that.
So it'll be an Edward Little throw-in. Be Brad Lamoe's throwing it in on the far side of the field. Throws it deep off the head of Frank Karen. Lewiston gaining control of it. Glenn Davis now has control of it. He turned and it was intercepted by Edward Little. Ball being batted around in midfield. Brian Bilodeau takes it. He takes it deep. Tries to send it across to Frank Karen. Ron Flood comes out. He makes the save. Everybody backs up. Flood with that big kick. Oh, and he falls it on the kick. And the ball comes, well, it comes bounding out into the midfield anyway. He had nothing on that ball. unfortunately.
I think he lost his footing under the grass, maybe getting a little slip, a little dew starting to fall, and so players are losing their footing. I've noticed 2-3 players falling down.
So Everett Little trying to gain control of it. They do. Brian Bilodeau sends it down to the left-hand side, tries to send it down to Karen. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Lewiston throw. Tuffy Steele takes it, sends it in, intercepted by Everett Little off the hand of Ricky Bouchard. Ball being batted around now in midfield. Nobody has control. Ball loose. Don Flood sends it up on the left-hand side to John O'Brien. O'Brien has control of it. Comes across into the middle of the field. Not being bothered too much. Ball being set up now. And a kick on net, and it goes just a little bit wide, Paul. So Lewiston again coming out with their offensive attack.
Jeff Garding on that shot, he just missed the goal. He had a nice shot from about 20 yards out, and he just went wide to the net to the right.
So that was Jeff Garding taking the shot for Lewiston. It'll be a goal kick now for Edward Little. The ball comes out into midfield on the left-hand side. Ball being batted around. It comes off Whittier's head. Finally, Lewiston gains control of it. Jeff Garding now sends it down into midfield. And again, the sweeper back, Chris Melaragno, sends the ball up. Comes up on the left-hand side. Lewiston again gaining control of it. It's Jeff Garding again that has control. Intercepted now by Edward Little. Finally, Garding gets the ball back. And then stoppage of play. I think they're going to call a trip. It'll be in Edward Little's direct. Edward Little will get a free kick on the ball from... probably 10 yards shy of midfield. Bouchard takes the kick. Bouchard moves up. Gets a lot of lift in the ball. And it comes off the head of Brian Clifford. Into midfield, Mike Parmelo and Ed Whittier going for the ball. Ball comes back into midfield, and it looked like Tom Netto was pushed for Lewiston by number 19, Fleming Steiners. And I guess he was. It'll be Lewiston getting a direct kick now. So the ball comes back and goes to Don Flood, which is something that Lewiston likes to do. Jason Pettinelli kicks it back to the keeper because Flood has a good boot. His boot is as high as it is wide.
This was daytime, Howie. That one may have brought rain. But, that was up over the lights. It looked like they had to wait a couple seconds for it to come back down.
Everyone was under the ball was Frank Karen coming down on the left-hand side. It looked like Karen got pushed, either that or he pushed, but some contact being made by two players. So it looks like Edward Little is going to get the ball. And this is going to be a close kick, I think, if they do get the ball.
20 yards out now, Edward Little's going to get a free kick from that spot.
A little conversation going on now with Chris Alaris, the official down on the field, between Brian Bilodeau and some of the players. Looks like Tuffy Steele from Lewiston getting in there, too, captain.
Yellow cards being given out for unsportsmanlike conduct. I didn't catch the number, but the yellow card's been issued by the official.
The official scorer, we might add, is on the other side of the field, so that when a yellow card is given, we don't know who it's being given to. 34 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the second half of play here at the LAP. We're tied at 1. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.
Eastern Energy Systems of Auburn, serving Maine from Bangor to Biddeford, helping Mainers to conserve both fuel and dollars. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy carries the complete line of York products, including heat pumps, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems, Tempest, the state-of-the-art wood boilers, and a complete line of energy controls by Trane. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy Systems, on the move with 24-hour service. Located in Lewiston Auburn Air Park, Auburn.
We have a conference going on with some Lewiston Edward Little players and the referee. Chris Alaris in this case, talking to Brian Bilodeau now. Bilodeau making some sort of a gesture. I don't understand exactly what's happening, Paul, but even if you know
I think he called a double foul, Howie, and they're going to go with a drop ball. In this case, double foul, not to give anybody the advantage. They're just going to drop it right there, let the ball hit the ground first, and then we're going to free kick out of it.
I think what Edward Little is arguing is that they're looking for a direct kick, but they're not going to get it. Drop ball. Lewiston gaining control of it now, trying to bring the ball up. Edward Little intercepting. It's Brian Bilodeau moving into the ball. Finally, Lewiston intercepts. Bilodeau gets control of the ball again, and number 19, Fleming Skyness for Edward Little takes a shot and a save by Don Flood. Nice shot on goal. The ball goes out of bounds now.
He was fully extended on that one. He couldn't go any further, Howie. I'm telling you, he just stopped the goal right there.
He was down and out. So it looks like we're going to have a throw now by Rob Slimmer for every little. And everybody getting in. There's no offside on a throw-in like that. Am I correct, Paul?
That's right.
The ball headed out by Lewiston, so they'll rethrow it again. So there's no offside. You can get as close to the keeper as you like, as close to the net as you like. Ball comes in. It goes over to Bilodeau. Bilodeau sends it back to Whittier. Whittier tries to get a foot on it, and it goes awry. And out of bounds on the right-hand side, so it'll be a goal kick for Lewiston. 1-1 here at the LAP. Clock is moving. 33 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second half of action. Winner of this game is guaranteed, almost guaranteed, second place in Western Maine Class A soccer. Kick comes out by Flood into midfield. Battered around now. Set up by Don Flood. And John O'Brien gets a partial breakaway on it. We have a stoppage of play again. Chris Alaris calling it.
Lewiston play was fouled right outside the penalty area, resulting in a direct kick for Lewiston. Excellent offensive thrust right here.
So it looks like Mike Pomelo. No, Pomelo lined up.
David Steele. David Steele will take the kick.
Dave Steele takes the kick for Lewiston.
I'm sure he can put it in right from here. This isn't too far from him. He's going for the chip, however.
Well, he kicked it, and I guess they had a whistle at the same time.
The every little play was not a necessary 10 yards, and so Lewiston had demanded it. They're going to have to give him a re-kick.
Now the player has to demand the 10 yards. Is that true?
No, he has to stand 10 yards
Okay.
away. He cannot encroach on the kick, and this is what he did in that particular case.
Okay.
If he does it once more, it could cost him a yellow card.
So Jeff Gauding comes in now. Gauding and Steele are conversing. Steele will take the kick, we assume. He took it last time. And he does, and it goes to Gauding, and Gauding sends it wide. So it's going to be a goal kick now for Ed Little and Sean Libby kicking the ball out. Some substitutions now coming in. Here at the LAP, we're tied at 1. What a beautiful night for soccer. Just a little nip in the air, but not too bad. 32 minutes, 31 seconds left to go in the game. Clock is ticking. In soccer, the clock moves constantly. Very rarely stops. Sean Libby kicks the ball out. Being batted around. Ed Little trying to gain control of it. Craig Norcross coming to the ball. And it was Fleming Skynes, the foreign exchange student for Ed Little, that tried to get control of the ball and couldn't. Tom Nettle throws the ball in now for Lewiston. Sends it deep down to the left-hand side. It's Chris Meloragno, the sweeper back for Ed Little, that sends the ball down. And now it's just being batted around in midfield ball. Nobody able to get control of it. And we have a stoppage of play. It looks like we're going to get a direct kick for Ed Little. Craig Norcross sending the ball up.
Two sweeper backs being active again. We have a little sweeper. And a little sweeper exchanging kicks in the last exchange here.
Norcross sends the ball down deep into the Lewiston zone, and the ball now comes back out into mid-zone. So nobody actually being able to get control of the ball. As you say, both sweeper backs have been extremely active. Halfbacks are getting in on it now. Tom Netto sends the ball out. Ball being batted around. Craig Norcross made some contact with John O'Brien, and I think they're going to give the ball to Lewiston now. They are. So Lewiston will...
The reason we're having a lot of whistles, Howie, is because the game is really evenly matched. The two teams are very physical, the two teams are very quick, and they're both aggressive, and they're both for the ball. They don't leave anything unchallenged, and because of that, there's been a lot of stoppage in play.
So Lewiston takes the ball, and it goes down to the left-hand corner, and it goes out of bounds, so it's going to be an Edward Little throw. Thrown in. Edward Little trying to gain control of it. It's Fleming Skynes that tries to set himself up and can't get control of it. Brian Bilodeau comes to the ball now. Being kicked around in midfield. Bilodeau trying to get control of it. He does. He backed up a little bit, grabbed a little bit of control and sent it down, and it wasn't good enough. With Tuffy Steele, they send the ball down deep into the Edward Little zone now, and it goes out of bounds, so it'll be Little rather throwing the ball in. Chris Meloragno, the sweeper back there, tried to get the ball down, but couldn't. Now being batted around, it was Don Floyd for Lewiston that sent the ball down into the zone and comes back up again. So no team is really able to get control of the ball. It's just been going back and forth, back and forth. A little whistle here and there because the game, as you say, is extremely physical.
Well, the game is being played in the midfield area right now. They're having trouble penetrating each other's defense. And so because of that, the game is being halted right there at midfield.
It's going to be Brian Clifford taking the kick now for Lewiston. He does. He sends it deep into the zone. Oh, almost a goal for Lewiston. Looked like it touched somebody's head.
That was Don Floyd on the head, and he had a little goal. He was right there, Johnny, on the spot to make that good save.
Well, Libby sends the ball out now for Edward Little. Brian Bilodeau tries to get the ball. He does, but he's knocked down by Dave Steele. He and Steele get into a little pushing there. Finally, they break up. The ball is free. Comes back by Lewiston. Jason Pettinelli. Pettinelli sends it down to Flood. And finally goes off the head of Mike Byron before we have a whistle.
Again, challenging for every ball, and that time they both went up with it. Every little player was just over the back and giving Lewiston a free kick near midfield.
So Lewiston will have the kick now. It's Brian Clifford taking the kick. Send it down deep into the zone. Edward Little intercepts the ball. It's Craig Norcross with it, tries to dribble it up. He does a pretty good job. He's intercepted by Todd Netto. Netto sends the ball back deep into the zone. Sweeper back again, getting into the action. Chris Melaragno for Edward Little, kicking the ball up midfield. Control is held by Jeff Godding. Godding takes a shot, and it goes just a little bit wide.
It seems as if Jeff Godding's been a big part of the offense. It looks as if he's unmarked at midfield here for the last couple of minutes. He's been moving around pretty freely. He's got 2 or 3 good shots off, and Edward Little's going to have to mark up on him. Otherwise, he may hurt him with one of these long shots that he's putting on.
So now we have a goal kick. It's Sean Libby for Edward Little kicking the ball out. Comes into midfield. Ricky Bouchard tries to get a handle on it. It's John Davidson that moves to the ball. Davidson goes down. He's intercepted by O'Brien. O'Brien with a little bit of fancy footwork finally intercepted. Number 12 for Edward Little tries to kick the ball up. Jeff Hess. The ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Lewiston throw.
John O'Brien showing some nice skills there at midfield.
Jason Pettinelli sends the ball deep into the zone, Paul. Mike Byron tries to get control of it. Lewiston Edward Little looked like they were facing off a little bit for the ball. Edward Little finally got a little control of it. They lose it again. It's number 2, John O'Brien, that had the ball and it's kicked out of bounds by Rob Slummer.
I think John O'Brien put a little stick into his foot there because the ball's been right on his foot the last couple of possessions, and he's handling the ball real well.
Ball goes deep into the left-hand corner, the St. Mary's end. Being batted around now. Edward Little trying to gain control of it, trying to get the ball out. Whistle on the play. Looks like the ball is going to go to Edward Little again.
Charge on the Lewiston player.
A very physical game for those of you who don't think soccer is physical. A lot of contact being made out there.
A lot of contact tonight. Can't be a baby if you're going to play this.
So Rick Bouchard with a kick for Edward Little. Bouchard comes to the ball, finally goes back to the keeper, Sean Libby. And Libby will take the free kick now. Ball not quite as far as Libby normally kicks it out. It finally comes out into midfield.
As we said a while ago, Howie, I think the footings are a little...
Steele just lost his footing over there and fell slip before the ball.
Yep.
Before he could throw the ball. He tried to throw it in. It's going to be interesting to see how they call that.
I think it's just a re-throw, and the ball never left his hand, so they'll just throw it in again.
Steele came back. He had the ball over his head and lost his footing and went down. Substitutions coming in now. So they give the ball to Lewiston again.
I just noticed that Lewis is putting a couple of extra players that hadn't played before, so he's got all 22 kids played so far in the game. With 25 minutes to go, everybody's seen action, so everybody should be fresh.
Edward Little trying to put some speed on now. It's Roland Giroux with the ball, trying to come down to the left-hand side. Can't do it. Frustration. Back to Frank Karen. Karen sends the ball over to number 14, Rick Bouchard. Bouchard trying to gain control of the ball, but can't. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Lewiston throwing the ball in. Dave Steele throws it in, and a whistle.
Substitution again.
So they'll rethrow the ball. Normally, the game is played so that when you make a throw in, You try to make it as fast as you can from the time the ball is out of bounds.
Exactly. You want to catch the opponents off guard, so you try to get the ball right back in there. That's one of the times when people lose their concentration, so they want to get the ball back in as quick as possible. However, that's one of the times you can substitute, and that kind of slows it up.
So the ball comes in bounds. Lewiston has control of it. And it looked like Frank Karen went down. He went down in front of the ball, and I think they're going to call him for a push. It was no kick for Lewiston. And a good move, too, by Brian Clifford. Sends the ball deep. Again, Chris Milleragno, the sweeper back for Edward Little, gets in on the act, kicks the ball out of bounds. Edward Little now has a chance to regroup.
I think everybody went out at halftime, brought another friend in because it seems as if this place is filled up. I don't know if it's just me or what the story is.
Looks like the crowd has doubled. Lewiston regaining control of the ball now. It's Scott Peterson that sends the ball over to Glenn Davis. Davis sends the ball into the corner. So Mike Carmelo centers the ball in a classical play. And John Wood came across to the net and put a foot on the ball. And what a save.
An excellent attack by Lewiston that time. They sent Mike Carmelo down deep into the wing. By Glenn Davis sent him right in. Carmelo crossed it with his left foot to the front. And the resulting trap and a beautiful save by Libby.
Play back in now. Edward Little getting control of the ball, sending it deep into the zone. It's Frank Karen wheeling around the ball, taking a shot, and it goes wide of the net. Don Ford was down. He made his move. He fell. He was down. Karen took a shot, and it went just wide of the net.
I think he had more time than he really anticipated, but in his rush to put the ball in the net, he just lifted it a little bit too hard. Excellent play by Edward Little. Come right back because Lewis had a one thread at one end of the field. They came right back and almost mounted the same thing.
It'll be a goal kick now. And the goal kick is taken by Brian Clifford. Sends it out into midfield. Edward Little trying to gain control of the ball. They do. It's Jeff Hess moving to the ball. Hess sends it down to the right-hand side. Can't connect with Fleming Stein as the ball comes back out into midfield now. Mike Pomeroy from Lewiston has a foot of the ball, and we have another whistle. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAL. Back here at the LAP, play back in. Nobody having complete control of the ball yet, although Edward Little trying. This is the best offensive thrust you've seen from Edward Little.
Unofficially, Howie, at the halfway mark of the second half, Lewiston has taken 4 shots on goal. Edward Little just 2, but those 2 were ticketed for the goal, and Ron Floyd had to come up with 2 beautiful saves. Otherwise, the score could have been easily 3-1 at this point.
So Edward Little's going to get the ball now on the left-hand side of the Armory side of the field. It'll be Brian Bilodeau taking the kick. It looks like they're going to call a direct kick, which means that nobody else has to touch the ball, that Bilodeau can take a kick. And he must be given 10 yards. Mike Pomeroy standing about 10 yards away, or 8 yards.
Well, they say 10, but they always creep a little bit. This is a set play for Edward Little. You notice how they're flip-flopping around.
And Bilodeau takes the boot down deep, and it's headed out by Lewiston.
Brian Clifford skied on that one right in front of his own net.
Now it's being batted around in midfield. Finally, it's sent down deep by Jeff Hess. For Edward Little, and it's out of bounds. Lewiston will get the ball. It'll be a Lewiston throw. Substitution again coming in. Tom Netto will be coming into the game now. And out will go Jeff Gotting. Lewiston makes a throw. Good throw down. Chris Milleragno, the sweeper back for Edward Little, sends the ball back into the zone, and it comes out of bounds into the stands. We're tied at 1 here at the LAP, and what's been a pretty exciting soccer game. Lewiston with a throw, Edward Little rather with a throw. Nobody has control. Finally, Lewiston tries to make control. Glenn Davis tries to get a foot on it and can't do it. Goes over to Mike Pomeroy, and there's a whistle.
Well, the officials are trying to keep a close tack on this game, and so they'll blow on the whistle as soon as contact is made. They're not waiting for anything to happen. They're keeping control of it, which is good, Howie, that way. Prevents little injuries, prevents any extracurricular activity on the field.
Brian Clifford takes the kick for Lewiston, and apparently we weren't ready for play. The referee blows the whistle again. Ball will be coming back. Chris Alaris throwing the yellow card now.
action away from the ball. People trying to maneuver, getting a better position, and so he's issued a yellow card for maybe, it looked as if unsportsmanlike call. It could have been anything, maybe holding, pushing, unnecessary roughness.
So we've seen a little bit of everything in this game. All the players are still with us. Let's hope that we can keep them with us throughout the whole game. Brian Clifford will try the re-kick again. Everybody getting set for position now. Clifford taking his time, looking the field over. Players are milling about. Everybody jockeys for position now. It'll be a direct play. Here comes Clifford. Good foot on the ball. Sends it right down in the middle. Off the head of Eric Barney for Edward Little. Another whistle on the play.
We had a little play on the head ball. They're both challenging for it. He just leaned a little forward. Official thought that was a little bit too much, and giving the Lewiston a direct kick, maybe about 30 yards out.
It'll be Dave Steele marking up the ball now.
He's going to try to chip it in right in front of the net, kind of a chip shot like they do in golf. He's pretty cute with that shot. Puts a little backspin into the ball.
Lewiston going for the ball now. Steele sends it down.
Sends it in perfect.
No control of the ball. It's coming out of bounds again. We get a little confused here with those lines as well. Has a ways to go before it's out of bounds. It's Glenn Davis with the ball coming back, setting up. Over to Ron Flood, John Flood rather. Flood moving through the pass, moving to the ball, moving to the net. Oh, and it's knocked out of bounds by Jeff Hess for Edward Little. It'll be a corner kick.
Ron Flood shows some good speed right there. He walked right in.
Good maneuverability and real good speed.
One touch too many, and a little cleaner. Quite a short corner this time. Flood sends it in right behind the net.
Flood normally has a real good, solid shot from the corner. He didn't get everything he wanted on that one.
I think they tried to pick every little out with a shot corner, and it kind of semi-backfired on him. And that's a good idea once in a while to mix them up.
Just keeps everybody off balance.
Exactly.
18 minutes and 38 seconds. The clock is ticking here at the LAP. We're tied at 1. If this game ends in a tie, Paul, I wonder if it does any good for anybody.
It's not going to hurt, Howie. They each pick up points. They have their points, and it's a half here is better than beating Thornton and Biddeford 4 times. So they'll be satisfied with that, I'm sure.
Brian Bilodeau moves to midfield with the ball. He gets control of it, sending it deep to Frank Karen. Karen trying to turn on the Jets. Can't get by Brian Clifford. Has a hard time moving. Clifford finally intercepts the ball, sends it back up into midfield. Edward Little intercepts again. Tuffy Steele finally gets a foot on the ball. He sends it out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Edward Little's ball. Ricky Bouchard will throw it in for Edward Little. Clock is ticking now, coming down to 17 minutes and 52 seconds. Bouchard throws. Can't make connections with his players. Finally, the ball goes out of bounds again off Lewiston. It'll be Brian Bilodeau making the throw. He throws off ahead. Trying to move to the ball is Frank Karen. Can't make connections. Lewiston gets the ball. Here goes Glenn Davis now. Comes up in the midfield. He's intercepted. Tries to kick the ball out. Can't do it. It's Glenn Stardust with the ball now for Edward Little. Moving into midfield. He's trying to turn the Jets on. He can't. Over to Brian Bilodeau on the left-hand side. Bilodeau stops. Little juke moves. Finally, he sends the ball deep. Ron Flood makes the save. Breaking to the ball at the same time as Brad Monroe and Frank Karen. And that John Flood made just a split-second move either way.
He timed that jump just right. Most defenders to pick up the ball. Mike Pomelo on the counter-attack.
Pomelo moves. Tries to get it to Davis. And Davis gets the foot of the ball over to Pomelo. And it goes over the net.
Actually, he's end-to-end here, Howie.
I mean, real good attack both ways now. Both teams starting to get into the flow of the offense as the clock continues to tick. 16 minutes left to go in the second half of play, Paul.
I got some interesting matchups, Howie. I was noticing, kind of like they do in football, we have a couple of matchups on the field right now. Steele guarding Bilodeau and Clifford guarding Karen. Probably be the same matchups this winter on the ice. But Steele and Clifford guarding Karen and Bilodeau. So they're going to be familiar with each other by the end of the year, I'm sure.
Don't know each other very well. Lewiston gets the ball now. Moving down towards the ball is number 14, Ron Flood. He can't get a toe on it. And the ball again pops loose, comes back to Joe Jumbe. Gervais sends it over to Tom Matibia. Matibia can't get his foot on it. It goes out of bounds off an every little player. So it'll be a throw-in for Lewiston. It looks like Gervais is taking the throw.
Looks as if everybody's cranked up the intensity a little bit here, Howie, in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Everybody getting into the game now. Little pushing and shoving going on. The ball, the game is very, very quick. It's a loose ball picked up by Edward Little, and the ball knocked down now. It finally comes back down to Brian Clifford off his head. Lewiston trying to gain control of the ball. Edward Little trying to gain control of the ball, and they continue to head it back and forth and show a little midfield battle.
Nobody wants to make that big mistake, so they're being cautious and not giving anything at all.
Brian Bilodeau is taking it over to the upper side of the field. He's intercepted by Tuffy Steele. Tuffy goes down. It looks like they're going to give the ball to Lewiston. Ball was out of bounds.
No, it was a foul on Brian Bilodeau. He took Tuffy Steele down from behind.
So Brian Clifford will have a kick. And what a kick.
A little frustrated at Tuffy's close marking, and so...
Ball goes out of bounds again, so it's going to be a Lewiston throw on the far side of the field. Lewiston gets control of the ball. They send it down deep into the corner. Good move. Trying to get off from the pass across. Nobody to connect. On the far end of the field, or the St. Mary's end of the field, it's very difficult to see from this box location.
Jason Pettinelli coming down now, Howie, for that long throw. This was over one of the Lewiston goal.
Pettinelli has that patented throw. He just an outstanding throw, long one. Right towards the net. John Libby gets in the way.
Showing him the save on that one.
Loose ball to midfield. Edward Little's Brian Bilodeau trying to get control. Breaking down is Aaron Rand, and Bilodeau couldn't get enough of a foot on it for Rand. And the ball is out of bounds. It's a Lewiston throw. Ball comes down deep into the left-hand side. Finally, it's sent back into midfield. It's Don Port getting the ball over to John O'Brien. O'Brien has nobody on him. Finally, he's picked up by another little player, moving freely across the field, trying to center the ball down, and can't do it. Ball's back loose again. Edward Little trying to gain control. They can't. Brian Clifford finally gets the ball. He's taking it down to the right-hand side. He's intercepted. And it looks like the ball was, they may be calling it an out of bounds. I think it was. It's difficult to see the out of bounds.
Brian Clifford made a rush from the back that time. Howie came all the way down the right wing and just lost control at the last minute. Didn't have time to cross the ball in front, but resulted in another little throw.
So it'll be Craig Norcross. Norcross moving to the ball. I guess it looks like Bouchard from here, who is making the throw. He does. Norcross sends it off his head, but it goes in the wrong direction. Finally, the ball is kicked up by Brian Clifford, and it looks like it might have gone out of bounds, but apparently there was a whistle. We didn't hear it.
Call the foul ahead of time, and it's a Lewiston free kick, about 25 yards on, and a set play coming up now. Lewiston moving around.
Clifford takes the kick directly on net.
Much playing time looking at Howie. He's been set it twice by Coach McGraw, and he's got both goals. He was standing right in front of the ball, loose back, and in front off of Don Grove, and it was right there to drill it in.
At 12:31, second half, it's Tim Bolduc with the second goal of the night, so Lewiston goes up. It's 2-1.
Kathy, are you still on the phone?
Yes, I am.
I just want to tell you, I think you've done really good, Mom.
Hey, I did excellent.
Yeah. Now, how long before you get a grandchild?
Hey, I don't know. I'm counting. I hope it's soon.
Okay. Well, we'll get them busy on that as soon as they leave here. All right. No problem. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
thanks. And congratulations, you guys. Now, we have another Cosmo Bachelor in the audience. I mean, they're everywhere. You stand up. You're Dr. Fred Kogan, yes?
Yes. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, you actually found romance, yes? Through the Cosmo ad?
That's correct.
Clock is ticking. 2-1. Lewiston over Edward Little here at the LAP. Soccer under the lights. This is the first time we've had soccer under the lights here at the LAP, and the situation is such that the winner of this game will probably be the second-place team, and Lewiston will have a firm hold on second place should they win this game over Edward Little, who is in third place in Western Maine Class A soccer. Brian Bilodeau will take the kick now for Edward Little from midfield.
Again, on a set play, they have their players running from side to side in hopes of confusing the Lewiston players. And
the kick, and nobody has control of it. Finally, Tuffy Steele has it for Lewiston. Little pushing ball. Nothing too overwhelmingly serious going on, Paul, and everybody's getting a little excited. There's just a little pushing action. We see as much pushing action as that most of the time in soccer. Everybody getting a little bit too excited because it's on the far side of the field. Chris Hilaris, the referee, moves in. He gains control. Players are gaining control of themselves now, as well as talking with Chris. Chris is calling for the captains. What he does at this point, both coaches out on the field now, too. They're talking to...
Well, the coaches shouldn't be out in the field. There's no question about that. The official's going to take charge right now. For sure the cooler heads prevail. They're going to get together and find out what the story is. Look as if two boys were just pushing around. And, you know, in a game like this, neither one of them want to lose. They're both seniors, and they were fighting for the ball. Howie, I don't think there's anything too serious. Hopefully they'll just give a yellow card as a warning. The red card could really cost them at this point, because if you're a red carded, it means you're out of this game. But not only that, you'd be out of the first playoff game according to SBA's rules.
I don't think the officials want to see that, but I guess they do want control of this game.
Exactly.
So now Edward Little players have kind of moved aside. The ball has been placed. I think they're talking amongst themselves because one referee is moving towards the Edward Little players, and
while we have a little time,
is coming down.
Excuse me, Howie, while we have a little time, I just want to again personally thank WLAM for bringing high school soccer to the radio. I think it's great. I think it's good for everybody. There might be some parents out here tonight who couldn't get to the game, and I'm sure that they enjoy listening to their sons being broadcast over WLAM, and we really appreciate it. I think it's a giant step here for soccer in the Twin Cities, and again, our thanks. I know I'm speaking to coaches McGraw and Warren, who are good friends of mine, and they wanted me to say it again to you and to the station, and we appreciate what's going on here tonight, and we hope this will be just the start of bigger and bigger things in soccer here.
Well, Paul, I can honestly say that Warren and McGraw are just two gentlemen of the game who've done a lot for the game and youth soccer in this community. It's a pleasure to be here. Hilaris now is, the referee is holding the ball. He's pointing.
He's having another drop ball. I'll tell you right now, I haven't seen this many drop balls here since 1953 when I played for Albert Strong at St. Don's, because there's more drop balls here than the Heinz got pickles. All right. Chris is making them up as he's going along. I don't know.
Trying to be fair to both teams.
He's trying to be fair to both teams.
I think the referees understand the meaning of this game, and they're really trying their darndest to be fair. So play is still stopped. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.
Reggie's Auto Supply at the corner of Russell and Sabata Streets can meet your complete automotive parts needs. Reggie's Auto Supply stocks over 4,000 parts and accessories for all you do-it-yourselfers. With over 30 years of experience, their trained staff is willing to go the extra mile to please their customers. Reggie's Auto Supply carries a complete line of brand-name products and parts for the foreign and American car. Their personalized service guarantees your satisfaction. And when you need that special part ordered, Reggie's can have it by the next day. That's Reggie's Auto Supply. For years, the sporting community has been turning to Maine Awards. The reason? Simple. Maine Awards offers a complete line of trophies, plaques, and medals for your winning achievers. Maine Awards passes the savings on to you by providing 2/3 retail discount on trophies of all sizes, plus free engraving. And for you sports enthusiasts, Maine Awards has imprinted sportswear, including jackets, hats, t-shirts, and sweatshirts for the customized look. Call or write for a free catalog. Maine Awards, 9 Westminster Street in the Industrial Park, Lewiston.
Eastern Energy Systems of Auburn, serving Maine from Bangor to Biddeford, helping Mainers to conserve both fuel and dollars. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy carries the complete line of York products, including heat pumps, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems, Tempest, the state-of-the-art wood boilers, and a complete line of energy controls by Trane. The Energy Specialists, Eastern Energy Systems, on the move with 24-hour service. Located in Lewiston Auburn Air Park, Auburn.
So we're going to have a drop ball as soon as we get things together here. Substitution or two, and here we go. The clock is going to start. Ball is dropped. Everett Little gaining control, trying to send the ball deep, but Lewiston player moves away. Finally, it's kicked out by John O'Brien from Lewiston. Moving to the ball, and what blazing speed by Thompson has for Lewiston. He wasn't able to get it. It was sent out of bounds, so it will be...
He's the backup goalkeeper for Lewiston, but Mike McGraw isn't certainly in the lineup. Cross legs.
I think he's coming out now, and Don Ford is coming in.
Well, he's had enough of the rest, that's for sure.
Jason Pettinelli with a long throw, controlled by Everett Little. Wait a minute, we had a whistle on the ball. The ball's going to go the other way now.
Getting a piece of the Everett Little defender.
So it'll be Ricky Bouchard moving the ball up for Everett Little. Bouchard is going to take the kick. He does, and it goes into midfield. Trying to gain control of it, and can't. It's coming Stainis for Everett Little that tries to get a toe on the ball, and he can't reach it. Frank Karen moving to the ball, and he can't reach it. The ball is now in midfield, being batted around. Bouchard gets a toe on it, sends it out, and Karen coming back and knocks it out of bounds. It'll be a Lewiston throw-in. So Lewiston playing a little bit more conservative, perhaps. Everett Little really decides
another drop ball. One more breaks a record held in England sometime.
So it's Frank Karen carrying down into the left-hand corner, and Karen goes out of bounds.
It's going to be a throw-in now instead of a drop ball this time.
It's Craig Norcross with the throw-in for Everett Little. Norcross sends it back to Ricky Bouchard. Bouchard moves to the ball. He sends it over to number 12, Jeff Hess. Hess goes for the long shot, and Bull makes the save again.
Everyone's pushing up now. They know they got to put the ball on the net. So everybody's up in the attacking part of the field.
9:25 left in the second half of play. It's 2-1 Lewiston. Ball being batted around again. Nobody gaining control of it. Finally, every little player moves to the ball. Two players go down. It looked like Craig Norcross went down for Everett Little. And I can't see who the other player is. It looked like Joe Gervais.
Nobody wants to give. Everybody challenging every ball, and it's certainly physical.
Extremely physical. It's going to be a direct for Lewiston. Looks like Clifford's going to take the kick. Brian Clifford. He does. He swings the ball. Moving to it is Mike Pomelo. He can't get to it fast enough. It's kicked out of bounds by Ricky Bouchard.
They looked at about a 40, 50-yard kick there. He should be kicking some field goals from some college someplace. He could kick for me anytime he wants to. I'll tell you that. We got a ball game next week. We could use him.
Jason Pettinelli will take the throw-in for Lewiston on the far end of the field, the St. Mary's end.
Pettinelli with that throw again. It's an offensive thrust for him. Nearly throws it into the net.
What a throw.
It's a violation on the side of the field. He may have stepped in down trying to get that extra edge.
So it'll be Everett Little throwing the ball in, close to the keeper, Sean Libby. Libby gives it a good boot into midfield now. It looked like it hit Brian Bilodeau in the hand by accident. Whistle is blown, and the ball's going to go to Everett Little. It'll be a direct. It looks like Bilodeau will take it right at midfield. So Everett Little trying to mount an offensive attack now. Not much time left, 7 minutes, 41 seconds left. And this is the final chapter here at the LAP. Some outstanding soccer action. Bilodeau goes to the ball. He takes the kick. Sends it down. Frank Karen moves up. Frank Norcross moved to the ball. He tried to kick it. Oh! Everett Little totally steer. Had an open net and he missed. The ball comes back out and batted around, and it goes out of bounds. Tony Steer had an open net ball, and he missed the ball.
And right before that exchange, Floyd again made the outstanding diving save. The rebound came right to the other little player, right from the net. He had the open net to Howie, and just miscued a little bit, and Lewiston recovered, and they have a throw-in now.
Jeff Garding takes it. He sends the ball up. Ricky Bouchard goes to his head. Finally gained control by John O'Brien, who sends it to the other side of the field. And again, Chris Melaragno, the sweeper back, moves up, sends the ball down, but Edward Little cannot gain control of the ball. It goes out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Edward Little ball. Craig Norcross will take the throw.
Lewiston is content to more or less use their version of icing the puck. They're just kicking the ball long, forcing Edward Little to retreat to their defensive zone, trying to remount an attack. And they're just content on playing defense now, kicking the ball long, and forcing Edward Little deep.
Good, strong throw by Edward Little. Ball comes down into the midfield zone. Edward Little trying to mount that attack again. They can't do it. Ball goes out of bounds again. It's going to go to Lewiston.
Something's bound to happen, Howie. The ball will kick is back in for Lewiston, so we may see another goal. He's only been in the game twice, and both times he's scored.
Jason Pettinelli in a long throw, sending it way down the field. Don Foote trying to get it. He can't get it. Again, the sweeper back for Edward Little. Melaragno moves up to the ball. It goes off Fleming Steenis. Steenis trying to get the ball for Edward Little. He moves up finally and gains control, sends it back, and it's intercepted by Jeff Browning. Another whistle. Edward
Little has
Lewiston fans not too happy.
He's been locked up real tight. He hasn't been able to pull the trigger. The Danish exchange student, he's been real knocked up close all night. And they've got to free him just once, and we may have a tie game here, Howard.
So Edward Little looks like they're moving into one of their patented offensive maneuvers. Everybody moves to the side. Bilodeau drops his hand, and when he does, everybody crisscrosses. He moves to the ball, and then everybody breaks for the net.
Nice kick.
Again, a good kick, but it didn't work. It goes out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Lewiston. Ronnie Flood will take it.
Brian Miller's played a lot of soccer. He went over to England last summer with some Rumford boys, and he's played a lot of soccer. You can tell out there. He's directing the Edward Little traffic, taking kicks. He's chipping into the area. It looks as if he's their quarterback on the field. He's playing a real good, outstanding game for Edward Little tonight.
Ron Flood with a kick. Not as long as he normally gets. Goes off the head of Edward Little trying to move to the ball, and finally the ball is going deep into the corner. It looks like it's going out of bounds, Paul. It looks like Edward Little will get a corner kick now. No?
Good goal kick, I think.
No, I think they're
changing their minds again.
I hope it's not a drop ball.
Sure, it's a drop ball.
Ron Flood picks it up, and Brian Bilodeau moves to Flood and says, "Give me the ball." But we're waiting for the referees to decide exactly what they're going to do.
Well, they can talk all night. However, the clock is still moving here, and
not in Edward Little's best interest at this point.
Can they give a corner kick to Edward Little? Brian Bilodeau taking the corner.
Bilodeau sets himself up. Everybody gets in position. They move towards the net now. Bilodeau takes the shot, comes out. Goes off the head of Glenn Davis, where the ball comes back out into midfield, and it looks like Lewiston is going to get control of the ball again. Another whistle. Another stoppage of play. Normally, I'd have to tell our fans that normally there are not as many stoppages of play in soccer as we're seeing now. And a yellow card being shown to Lewiston.
Unsportsmanlike conduct to foul.
You have to remember the emotions of this game. Lewiston in number 2, Edward Little in number 3. They'll be starting the playoffs very, very soon. The winner of this game will have a firm control of the second slot in Western Maine Class A, and perhaps even a shot at the number 1 slot, depending on how the mathematics work out. If Lewiston and Edward Little, which means that you throw the book away, the one-loss record goes out the window, and the
way
emotions
back when
are
we
high.
started the city series, way back, even though Edward Little started a couple of years behind Lewiston, every game has been close. There've never been any more than I can't remember, as a matter of fact, how any games getting away of a 4-0, 5-0 type games. Have always been a 1 or 2 goal affair all the time.
Real quality soccer tonight here at the LAP, and a good crowd on hand, an outstanding crowd. I'm not good at guesstimating or estimating crowds, but I'm going to throw a figure of over 1,000 here tonight, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like it, Harvey. There's no question about it. I was going to mention that the playoffs do start next Saturday. The Western Maine quarterfinals will start next Saturday. preliminary round will be this Wednesday, both boys and girls.
Still some conferences going on down on the field. A stoppage of play. There's 3:18 left in the second half of play, and it looks like Tuffy Steele is going to the bench.
It may either be substituting for him, Howie, or may have received a second yellow card, which would mean a disqualification if that's the case. So I'm not sure. We'll have to count up the players for Lewiston to see if they have 10 or 11 on the field. If he is disqualified, it will also mean he'll miss the first playoff game, which might be a bigger blow to the Devils than they may anticipate.
So everybody's starting to line up now. It looks like we're going to get back into the play of things. Count up the players for Lewiston now. There's 10 players out there.
Apparently he's been disqualified, getting his second yellow card.
Not good for Lewiston, not only for this game, but for the first playoff game. Not good at all. Ron Flood, the Lewiston keeper, will take the kick. Gets off another towering kick, comes way down into midfield. His brother Don tried to get ahead on it, couldn't size himself up. Another pushing infraction. Edward is going to get the ball. So EL will get the ball at midfield. 2:59, the clock is ticking. It's not in their best interest at all to stall. They've got to get moving if they plan on doing anything. Norcross takes the ball, sends it way down deep to Fleming Steenis. Steenis turns, can't get control of the ball. Lewiston gets it. Finally, Brian Bilodeau moves to the ball. He gets control of it, sends it to Wood sends it down. Top Ricky Bouchard's head. Ball is coming back and forth in midfield. Edward Little trying to get control of the ball. They need to get control of the ball. They need to try to move the ball deep into the Lewiston zone if they plan on scoring. Instead, they continue to move the ball back and forth into midfield. Sean Libby, the keeper for Edward Little, coming way out of his net.
Everybody's moving up. Edward Little, they're moving up their goalie. They're moving everybody up at the touchline. It looks like.
And the ball goes out of bounds again. Looks like Brian Bilodeau is going to take the throw. Edward Little gets it. He throws down, can't gain control of it. Ball comes back up. The keeper is at midfield for Edward Little. He gets his foot on the ball. He's going to move the ball across to Chris Melaragno, the sweeper back. Melaragno tries to send it out. Finally, it comes up to number 20. Bradley Mose. Mose sends it down a little bit deeper. They cannot get control of the ball. Running all over the place. It's John Corbett sends the ball out of bounds for Lewiston. Edward Little's throw. Ball is loose. Three players from Lewiston's ball. Comes way up. Edward Little trying to gain control of it. Rob Slummer tries to move it. He sends it back to the keeper now. The keeper, Sean Libby, picks it up, rolls it back out to Rick Bouchard. Bouchard trying to get control of the ball, moves it up on the left-hand side, intercepted by Lewiston. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be an Edward Little throw. Clock is ticking. 1:13 left in the game. 2-1 Lewiston. Edward Little trying to move the ball down and just can't do it. Ball comes to the keeper and the whistle blows and...
Second half, the team being able to penetrate the opponent's defense. The game's played at midfield.
Less than a minute to play. Clock is ticking. 50 seconds left. Lewiston obviously taking their time. Brian Clifford looking at the ball, moves back, goes for the chip, trying to chip it up the field, I think, rather than kick it.
He was just trying to play it to the corner as much as possible.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Edward Little gains control of it. Ball comes back in, and here we go. Another whistle. 30 seconds left. It's 2-1 Lewiston. Edward Little gains control of the ball. Nobody moving to the ball. Edward Little better hurry up. The clock is ticking. Sends the ball deep down into the left-hand corner of the field. Ball moving deep into the zone. It looks like a desperation kick ball.
Yep.
Way over the net. Clock continues to kick.
Really a field goal should have been knocking the football goalpost. Here's the fans coming on the last 3 seconds here.
And here's the buzzer. The end of the game, it's the same score that Edward Little beat Lewiston at the last time these two teams met. Final score here at the LAP is 2-1. We'll be back. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.
Reggie's Auto Supply at the corner of Russell and Sabata Streets can meet your complete automotive parts needs. Reggie's Auto Supply stocks over 4,000 parts and accessories for all you do-it-yourselfers. With over 30 years of experience, their trained staff is willing to go the extra mile to please their customers. Reggie's Auto Supply carries a complete line of brand-name products and parts for the foreign and American car. Their personalized service guarantees your satisfaction. And when you need that special part ordered, Reggie's can have it by the next day. That's Reggie's Auto Supply. For years, the sporting community has been turning to Maine Awards. The reason? Simple. Maine Awards offers a complete line of trophies, plaques, and medals for your winning achievers. Maine Awards passes the savings on to you by providing 2/3 retail discount on trophies of all sizes, plus free engraving. And for you sports enthusiasts, Maine Awards has imprinted sportswear, including jackets, hats, t-shirts, and sweatshirts for the customized look. Call or write for a free catalog. Maine Awards, 9 Westminster Street in the Industrial Park, Lewiston.
Eastern Energy Systems of Auburn, serving Maine from Bangor to Biddeford, helping Mainers to conserve both fuel and dollars. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy carries the complete line of York products, including heat pumps, heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems, Tempest, the state-of-the-art wood boilers, and a complete line of energy controls by Trane. The Energy Specialists. Eastern Energy Systems, on the move with 24-hour service. Located in Lewiston Auburn Air Park, Auburn.
Back here at the LAP, it's a 2-1 game in favor of the Lewiston High School Blue Devils, the same score that Edward Little beat Lewiston at last time these two teams met. And both teams out at midfield now shaking hands. Paul, it was a decent game. There were an awful lot of whistles because of the physical aspects of the game, but it was a real good game. We saw a little bit of everything.
Well, it was a good game. We had a breakdown here in the second half. Timpin started running short, and then once somebody got that the leading edge, that kind of forced them a little bit to open up their game and play a little bit of a kick and run, hoping to tie it up. And because of that, resulted in a sloppy play that lasted maybe 10 minutes. But can't take away from the first half, which was well played, and maybe half of the second half. Both teams playing well, both teams looking for the opportunity. Edward Little had 3 glittering chances. I recorded in the second half. Donnie Plode came up with some real good saves there. 2 of them, he was sprawled out, making the saves, and it could have been easily 2-2, Howie, at that point. But I think the goalkeeping on Lewiston end was a big factor. The sweeper, Jason Pettinelli, had an outstanding game. And what can you say about Timmy Bolduc? Inserted maybe for 10 minutes max. The game comes up with both goals. Johnny on the spot on both times, and so I thought he did an outstanding job. On the other little side was Brian Bilodeau, was everything over there, kicking the ball, throwing it. I think maybe he stuffed it before the game. Maybe he was making hot dogs and everything else. And you're going to like the sweeper back for Edward Little. I can't have trouble pronouncing his name.
Melaragno, Chris Melaragno did an outstanding job. He towards the end of the game, he pulled himself way up. Towards the end of the first half, he pulled way up.
Yeah,
at the end of this
he
game,
had to give the attack, and he did a heck of a job out there for Edward Little tonight. So.
Did a real good job. So it's Tim Bolduc picking up the 2 goals. First goal of the game came from Edward Little at 36-22 with Brad Limoges. Then at 58 of the first period, it was Tim Bolduc scoring, and then Bolduc scored again in the second half at 12:31. So the end of the game, it shows that Tim Bolduc did his job, even though he was only in the game for, as you say, maybe 10 minutes max. You're listening to High School Soccer on WLAM.